Stephanie White has been named the head coach of the Indiana Fever this morning.
Though those days may be over now that Christy Sides is out and a recognizable figure is in, that isn't even the main issue here. Remember when the Fever were having trouble on defense, making strange substitutions, and couldn't get a break with the referees?
Huge overhaul of the organization as they move into the big time. A new team president in the door, a new general manager in the door, and now a new head coach in the door as Christy Sides was shown the door.
The actual shocking as we delve into this new team overhaul. We'll uncover its impact and how it brings the Indiana Fever one step closer to a championship. Before we break it down, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Caitlin Clark and her teammates have been radio silent since Sides were fired, but now they're suddenly breaking their silence. You won't believe what they're saying about the new coach. What changed, and why is everyone suddenly speaking up?
White, who spent the last 2 seasons with the Connecticut Sun, is an Indiana native and starred at Purdue. She was also on the Fever's coaching staff from 2011 to 2016 and was head coach for the last 2 years of that stint. She also played for the team for 4 seasons.
The Indiana Fever had a week that completely changed everything, and Christy Sides was fired as head coach. I know the team made the playoffs, so let's take a look at it. The team had a good run, and she helped lead them to a 20-win, 20-loss record and their first postseason appearance since 2016. So that's not too bad, right? Well, let's talk about those defense struggles. It was a mess, and let's not even get me started on those in-game adjustments. It was like watching a high school coach try to outmaneuver WNBA veteran Sides, and it was costing the team a lot of money. Due to a subpar defensive strategy at the end of the game, the team literally lost the second playoff game against the Connecticut Sun.
While decisions like this are never easy, it's also imperative that we remain bold and assertive in our pursuit of our goals, which includes maximizing our talent and bringing another WNBA championship back to the great state, I'm putting that in because it is a great state, of Indiana. Coach Sides was an incredible representative of the Fever in our community, and we wish her nothing but success in the future. This is new Fever president of basketball operations.
What is the solution, then? Let me tell you, when Stephanie White, the recently appointed sheriff, walks through those doors, it's not just any coach. White has a long history with the Fever. From 2011 to 2014, she served as an assistant coach, and during that championship run with the legendary Tommy Catchings, she led the team to the WNBA Finals her first season. Oh, and did I mention that she was named the 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year? We're talking about a 55-win, 25-loss record over 2 seasons and playoffs both years, which is the kind of success that makes front offices salivate. The Fever didn't just get a good coach, they got one of the best in the league.
When the unbelievable opportunity became available to return home, to again coach the Indiana Fever with the goal of bringing the WNBA championship trophy back to Indiana.
So, why the change? Well, the Fever management isn't playing around. They want a championship, and they want it now. They saw in White a coach with a higher ceiling who could take this talented roster and push it to the next level. They're not just playing for playoffs anymore. They're playing for rings. But wait, there's more to this story. We have the coach and the front office. But what about the players? What do they think of all this? That's where things get really interesting, but before we get to that part, let's take a moment to appreciate what's taking place if you've made it this far and are enjoying the video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We understand that watching this video takes up some of your time, and we appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the action. The Fever are making big moves here, and the WNBA better watch out because, with White leading the team, they want to dominate, not just compete.
Well, first and foremost, it's home. I mean, this is a franchise in the Indiana Fever, Indiana Pacers that's in my DNA. Grew up in Indiana, played with the franchise, of course, a part of the franchise when we won the WNBA championship. And secondly, this young, exciting roster. You think about a generational player in Caitlin Clark and back-to-back Rookie of the Years with Aaliyah Boston. Kelsey Mitchell, I think, had the best year of her career. It's just an exciting roster. what an outstanding moment we have in women's basketball right now, and to come back and be a part of it in my home state with my home franchise, it's just a unique opportunity, and I'm so thankful and grateful for it.
Hold on, everyone. Before we discuss the players' opinions, there is something you should know about Stephanie White. This woman is not only a coach, but also a basketball legend in her own right. Her path seems predestined to guide this team. Let's go back in time to White's basketball career. She is not just any coach, though. She has a strong connection to Indiana basketball and is from West Lebanon, Indiana. Run deep in your basketball history. It's as if she's returning, but this time with a plethora of experience and a trophy case full of honors. She led Purdue to their first national championship in college, and you know what? She wore number 22, the same number, when she played for the Fever. Caitlin Clark is amazing, so let's talk about a connection.
Look at this. She set several WNBA and rookie records during her historic first season. She was named the 2024 Rookie of the Year, of course, and her play, it really took off as the season went on, especially after the Olympic break.
However, the crucial question is whether White can restore that enchantment to Indiana. There is no question that you have the pieces. Caitlin Clark, the talent that comes once in a generation, the anguish being dominated by Aaliyah Boston Mitchell. Kelsey, it's a dream team in the making, with Lexi Hall adding that hustle and red fire shooting and lights it up everywhere.
Caitlin wasn't alone in her stellar play. Indy had an all-star trio with leading scorer Kelsey Mitchell and then the 2023 Rookie of the Year Aaliyah Boston as well. It was the second time in team history the Fever had 3 all-stars in a season. And that trio led the way for Indy to make their first postseason appearance since 2016.
White isn't afraid to share her vision for the Fever either. In her own words, "This is the moment we've been waiting for." Having played in the WNBA for 25 years, she has witnessed it all, and now, let's face it, she is prepared to lead Indiana to the top. White's coaching approach is just what these rising stars need. She has a talent for developing players and reaching their potential. Just think of what she could do with players like Boston and Clark. It would excite any Fever fan. She described White's comeback to the Fever as an exceptional moment in women's basketball and a rare chance, and you know what, she's right. The stars are aligning in Indiana, and White is at the center of it all. It's not just a new chapter, it's a whole new book.
I mean, this is the moment that we've been waiting for. So I don't know if you prepare for it as much as you just embrace it, embrace where we are. Think about the momentum moving forward, where we wanted this league to be and where we still aspire for it to go. And just embrace this moment, embrace this opportunity, continue to help this team, this franchise be better, position ourselves for success.
However, this is the truth. The main question that remains is what the players think of everything that has happened. We have heard White's vision and seen the front office make their move, but how the team responds could make or break this entire situation. Let me tell you, what happens next will blow your mind.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
History for the Fever rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
The players chose to give us a surprise after weeks of radio silence, posting on social media just when we thought the Fever's offseason couldn't get any more dramatic. But why now? And what's got Aaliyah, Caitlin Clark, Boston, and the rest of the team are so fired up that let's take a moment to go back in time. When Christy Sides was fired, the team was silent, and you could hear a basketball drop. Now, however, it seems like someone hit the unmute button, and the Fever players are making some loud noises. What changed, in your opinion? When Stephanie White's employment was disclosed, it seemed as though someone had set these players on fire, and guess who was in the lead? The rookie sensation, none other than the real Caitlin Clark.
So Caitlin Clark has not spoken anything. Nobody said a word about Christy Sides. Nobody. When she got fired. And the second that it was announced, Stephanie White, one of the very first comments on the Instagram post, she had noties on. Caitlin Clark, Fever show, then shares the post, then retweets. Caitlin Clark had noties on.
Clark went above and beyond. She was among the first to comment enthusiastically on the Fever's Instagram post, but she didn't stop there. She shared the announcement on her own story and retweeted the official announcement. It was like watching a fangirl out, except that this was a star player promoting her new coach, And that's what makes it so epic. Clark wasn't the only one who was excited. Boston's Aaliyah after sides fired night and day. People, let's discuss what this means. Lexi Hull and even Melissa Smith joined the social media party, and these athletes were blazing up Instagram and Twitter. You can almost feel the electricity through the screen. These players are pumped and not scared to show it. This isn't just players being courteous about a new coach.
She's obviously called a lot of my games all throughout college, and I just think she has a really great basketball mind. I think she's done a great job calling college games. It's been great to see her on NBA games. I think what she's done is she's obviously, she's been a trailblazer, honestly. I think she's always been somebody that's been supportive of my game, and it's been fun to talk to her at shoot-arounds throughout my college career and always been really supportive.
However, this is where things get really fascinating. Consider the implications for team chemistry. We're talking about a bunch of players who are obviously in agreement and enthusiastic about the same thing. That kind of unity is what makes team sports so great.
The players saying absolutely nothing. Saying absolutely nothing about Christy Sides when she leaves. When Christy Sides went and got herself fired, the players don't say anything. But as soon as they assign a new coach, every single player has their noties on to congratulate the new coach.
And let's not forget that some fans noticed how different the response was from when the sides left. Some even suggested that perhaps the players weren't happy under the previous regime, but now it's like a weight has been lifted off their shoulders. What does all of this mean for the upcoming season? Well, if social media reactions are any indication, we might be looking at a Fever team that is more united and motivated than ever before, with a coach they're excited about and a roster full of young talent. This could be the beginning of something big in Indiana, but the million-dollar question is whether or not all of this online excitement translates to on-court success, which is what we're all waiting to see.
Overall excitement. I have been watching Caitlin play since she was an 8th grader, when I was coaching at the college realm and covering her games in college, and just an exciting time for me. Very excited to be working with her and this young team.
The Indiana Fever are sitting on a gold mine of talent, including Caitlin Clark, the phenom, who has already made the All-WNBA first team, Aaliyah Boston, a former Rookie of the Year, Kelsey Mitchell, who has been lighting up the scoreboard as an all-star, and Lexi Hull, the league's most accurate three-point shooter, which is a core that most teams would be green with envy. They have a coach, but here's the real shocker. According to some experts, they are still one step away from being unstoppable. What is the secret ingredient that could propel Indiana into WNBA superstardom?
Yeah, it's exciting. Certainly I was born and raised in Indiana, and so have a lot of pride in Indiana basketball, and a lot of pride in the Fever organization, being a player and a coach there. And it's exciting what's happening with the organization and where they are. I mean, most organizations have their ups and downs, certainly. But I'm proud of the growth of the Indiana Fever. Excited, about the future of the Indiana Fever.
But here's the big question. Is it enough? The WNBA is tough, people. Even with Stephanie White's coaching prowess, every team has a ton of talent, and the competition is intense. This is where things get really interesting. The Fever's front office isn't playing around and is looking to make some big moves. Can you imagine this team with 1 or 2 more star players? It would be enough to make your head spin. Winning a championship isn't easy.
Are you in a position where you can add some pieces?
Yes, we are. We're definitely in a position. And I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her.
But wait, there's a catch. With White at the helm, the Fever aren't just looking to be good. They're aiming for greatness. She's talking about generational talent and unique opportunities. One of the team's key players, Kelsey Mitchell, is an unrestricted free agent, so keeping her in Indiana is essential if they want to make a serious run at the title. You can bet the front office knows this and is working extra hard to make it happen. This isn't just coach talk, people. White has a plan and is prepared to see it through. Additionally, women's basketball is currently gaining momentum at a faster rate than ever before, and the Fever are well-positioned to ride that wave because they have young stars, experienced players, and a coach who knows how to win them.
The free agents are going to want to come to Indiana. Free agents are going to want to play for Stephanie White. they're going to want to play for her. You've got now an organization that has gone from one of the most incompetent organizations in all of basketball to probably the premier organization.
If you ask the experts what all of this means, they will tell you that with the right moves, think about it. A team with a mix of young players and seasoned veterans led by a championship-winning coach, and perhaps 1 or 2 key free agent pickups could go from being playoff contenders to title favorites in the blink of an eye. In free agency, the Fever could turn into serious championship contenders, and not just someday, but soon. Time will tell, but one thing is certain. The Indiana Fever are done playing second fiddle. They are here to win, and they are here to win now. Dynasty in the making. The pieces are coming together for something big, the players are fired up, and the front office is prepared to make moves.
There's some pretty cool symmetry. You wore number 22 for the Indiana Fever. I mean, maybe it's too soon to say, but you could potentially be coaching the last player to ever wear 22 for the Indiana Fever. That's pretty cool.
It's very cool. I saw when they posted that today. I thought it was unique, certainly. She's a lot better, number 22. She puts the ball in the hole a lot more. But I just can't wait. You know, she's a student of the game.
Yeah.
She loves the game of basketball. She has been so great in how she's handled, all of the attention. She just wants to play. She just wants to win. And I'm looking forward to coaching players like that and this young franchise, this young team, and taking our next steps.
With Stephanie White making the decisions and Caitlin Clark leading the charge, the Indiana Fever are poised for greatness. Remember Clark's response to White's hiring and the way they lit up social media? That's just a taste of what's coming. Keep your eyes on Indy, because the Fever is about to take the league by storm. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment of this Fever dream come true. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss it. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.